have an audience. There's some people here. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, we're going to start with some deep breaths. And if anybody can say yay or no, whether or not you can hear me, because that's been an issue with this recently. And another deep breath. All right. Well, I'll get started. And if you can't hear me, let me know. I'm Serena Porto, and this is the message you need to hear. Today is all about emotions, and I've been feeling a lot of emotions come up, and I see where that's coming from in my astrological chart, and good, I can be heard. And there's just really a lot of intensity coming down. There's a lot of depth. We've got a lot of Scorpio energy happening right now as I'm recording this. But if you're watching this a different time, that's perfect too. And I noticed this tendency in me to want to just feel my emotions from bed. And that's kind of normal. But it really doesn't have to be that way. Like, the world doesn't have to stop in order for us to feel our emotions. And that's something I'm really working with lately, because I feel like we have this dichotomy in our society where it's like it's been the norm for a long time to just ignore your emotions and push through and get things done and go to work or go to school or do whatever you have to do and accomplish, and just push those emotions down and repress whatever you're feeling. Not that everybody does this, but I feel like that's a real common thing. And then there's a fear that if we do allow our emotions out, we're just going to be a complete basket case, and then we won't be able to do anything. And I've actually swung both ways on the pendulum, and I guess I feel like other people that have been on a spiritual path have done the same thing, where then I just let go of everything and have no desire for accomplishment and no need to get anything done, and then things do sort of start to fall apart. And it's interesting that we have this thought that we can't feel emotions as we're doing stuff. So, it's good to take some time with your emotions. It's good to let them be. It's good to take some rest if you need to. But the world really doesn't need to stop. Like, our emotions can be there and we can keep moving forward. We can feel grief and still do something off of our to-do list. And maybe we might not be as quick or as efficient, but we can let those emotions still be there while we are in the world. And there's something really kind of beautiful about that. There's something very human about being able to do that. And I think it's a new way to be, to allow our emotions to inform us. And that's what they're really here for, is like, okay, if we're feeling something that doesn't feel good, we're meant to look into that, and we're meant to do what we can to improve our lives, whether that be in the moment or long term, or both. Essentially, ideally, you're going to be doing both. You're going to be improving your life little by little from the emotional guidance system that is your emotions. Emotional guidance system that is your emotions, the guidance system that is your emotions. Like, when you feel out of sorts, that's because you're not in agreement with your higher self. That's the very simple explanation that we get from Bentinho Massaro. We get that from Abraham Hicks, and it feels really right on. It's a really beneficent system to let us know when we're thinking in a way that doesn't really resonate with what is our most clear spiritual vision. So it is good to look into that. It doesn't necessarily mean that the emotions automatically go away, but if we push them down in order to keep going on with life, and if we repress them, we become these robots who have emotions come out in weird ways when we're not expecting it. Those are the times we start yelling at our kids. Those are the times we start arguing with our partners about nothing, because we're pushing things down and we're not being honest with ourselves and others about how we're feeling. So that's a really important step, is really just letting it be there and listening to it and allowing yourself to hear it first, so that you can then make a judgment call. Is this something I need to share with someone else? Is this something I need to do something about? Or is this just a feeling that I need to feel and I can keep going and feel it at the same time? But there doesn't need to be this switch back and forth between I'm going to feel nothing and I'm going to feel everything and do nothing. You know, we can really integrate those parts of our personalities and our life experience, really. So I'd love to hear your experience and your feelings about how we can be in the world while we're still having feelings and emotions, and we might not be happy, we might be sad, we might have grief comes up, and how you work with that. I'd love to get that in the comments here on Facebook or in YouTube, and really share some stuff with each other. Maybe find some ways that we can help support each other and learn from each other and continue to grow. Thanks for watching. If you are feeling like you could use some support in your life as far as guidance from spiritual concepts or from the energies that are happening, your astrological chart, your guides, I do offer sessions that are intuitively based and can include intuitive information, astrology, active listening, energy work. I'm always doing energy work. So that's another option for you if you feel you can use some support. Thanks so much for being here for me today. And my website is serenaportal.com if you want to check that out. Much love.